Hi, everybody. If you guys can hear me, can you let me know in the chat? Just quick audio check. If you guys can let me know in the chat. You guys can hear me? Let me know in the chat. Quick audio check. If you guys. Anybody there?
Yeah, I think, hold on real quick. Let me see. I got multiple screens on here, so I'm trying to check. Let us know, Ninja, if you can hear us. Right? Let us know. Okay. So the folks listening to me on Rise can hear us on the Rise app.
The folks on YouTube, can you guys hear us?
Okay.
Hey, John, can you hear us?
So,
You can hear us.
Okay. All right. So we got confirmation the audio is working.
Okay. Hey, John, can you hear us?
All right.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's Kasey again. And for today's broadcast, we have a special guest. We have Ty Zinn, and as I call him, the straight shooter. I am broadcasting right outside of Houston, and he's broadcasting in Dallas. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to make an educated bet in business and investing.
Okay. Just real quick. Hey, can you guys hear us? Plank TG43 on the Rise app. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear it. Yes. Okay. All right. I got confirmation they can hear us on the Rise app and on YouTube.
On YouTube too. Okay.
Yeah, we're on YouTube as well, guys. Okay, it's your show.
Okay, so like I said, we have Ty here, and he's going to discuss and explain to me and you guys on how we can make an educated bet or guess in investing and business. Okay, so my question to you, Ty, is based off of your experience, you're into crypto and you're huge in business and all of that, and I'm just getting started and everything. And so can you talk to me about how you're able to make like educated guesses on what's a good investment and what is not, to where you can see it?
Okay, so first of all, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You know, I'm just sharing my entrepreneurship experience and my trading experience and investing experience with everyone. You know, and I'm not sure what it is on your screen, but sometimes when you touch something, the screen wobbles. Okay, so just be aware of that.
Okay.
So when I first started out, the reason why it took me 4 decades to become wealthy or become a millionaire was because I didn't know what to do, and I really didn't know how to make accurate decisions when I'm investing or in business. So I screwed up. A lot of people see my website now, cryptocurrency.market, which is a popular cryptocurrency trading and investing site, and they think that my success came from overnight. And what they don't know is that I failed at over 40 other websites prior to that, before I finally got this one to be successful. Okay, and when to define success, this website has made us money, to where we can quit our 9-to-5 job, and this is even outside of my cryptocurrency trading and investing, or Bitcoin trading and investing. So that's how I define success. It's allowed me and my business partners to be able to do the things we want in life just off of that website. Okay, so let me share with you the best way that I can explain how to make an educated bet is by being able to recognize talent. Like, if you know a little bit about how the economy works, a little bit of how money is made, just a little bit of everything, right? That is related to making money, then it really helps you to be able to see talent and money potential whenever it comes across you. Okay, the reason why a lot of people don't know how to identify money or money-making opportunities or investing opportunities is because no one has ever taught them, and they don't know how. Okay, no one's ever explained it to them. Okay, so hey, what's up, Bitcoin Plug? Right?
Again, I'm doing this by I'm actually driving. I just want to hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool deal. All right.
Let me jump in real quick. When you say talent, what exactly do you mean by talent? Do you mean like a skill that somebody has, or like talent in like another?
Well, when we look at talent, there's a lot of things, and the best way that I can explain this is by actually examining the talent that I invested in, and the talent that I did not invest in, and the talent that I looked at. So you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me share my screen with you, and then if you guys can let me know on YouTube if you guys can see my screen, that'd be awesome. Okay. So can you guys see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
I'm able to see your screen. It's not on YouTube yet.
Okay. So that's why I was waiting for confirmation. Okay. All right. So let's just talk about my business partner, leonfu.com, the honorable grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned leonfu.com, the great oracle of cryptocurrency here. Okay. He's helped all of us tremendously in the cryptocurrency space. Okay. So let me give you an example, and I'm going to run through several. I got a bunch of tabs open here, so to give you guys different examples of how I evaluate talent. Okay. So for one, when I met leonfu.com, the honorable grandmaster in downtown Austin, which is one of the second best city to live in America, right? And it's located in the country of Texas, right? Where Kasey and I currently live right now, right? So what happened was when I met him, I thought he was actually a poor dude because he was riding a riding pedicabs, and he was driving people around on a pedicab, right? And I kind of felt bad for this guy, you know, when I first met him, because he was asking me about yes, I always intro Leon that way because, you know, I've called him leonfu.com since I've met him, you know, because when I first met him in 2006, when we asked him, we were exchanging contact info. He said contact him at leonfu.com. Leon at leonfu.com was his email, and I was like, what? You actually got a website after you? And back then it was a big thing to have a website, you know. So he was the first person I had met in my life that had a website, okay, that had a what do you call that? A website to his name. Prior to that, I did not know anybody that had a website. Okay, not like personal, like companies, businesses, yes, but not an individual. Okay, so what happened was I met him, and one of the things that I realized after knowing him, right, because I was a club promoter at that time, and I was, you know, bringing hot girls into the club. So he was asking me how to meet these hot girls and everything. And the thing, I said, hey, you know, one thing you can do is you can try to get a job or something, man, because you're driving a bicycle around, transporting people on a bicycle and a cab behind you, a pedicab, right? So in Asia, that would be kind of like driving a rickshaw, right? Right. Considered like, you know, lower class, and, you know, you're poor and girls ain't gonna check you out. And he goes, oh no, this is because I'm doing this just for fun, just to meet girls. You know, I'm actually, retired. And I'm, what do you mean retired? Like, you look like you're like 27, 28 years old or something. And he goes, yeah, you know, I busted my ass working, you know, since I was like 16, 17, all the way up for like the last decade. He goes, I never took any time off. And he goes, I just worked my ass off as a software engineer in New York. And so I saved up all that money, and I decided to move down here to the great country of Texas and just, you know, retire and things like that. And I said, oh shit, you know, like this guy, you know, has more money than I thought. And the more I got to know him, I was helping him learn how to pick up girls, and he was helping me, you know, about money and stuff. And I was like, this guy really understands lots of concepts about money and about the economy and the financial system that I've never met anybody talk about in person like that. So I started to see, and then he started telling me, hey man, in 2009, I remember him telling me, hey dude, this iPhone that they just invented, you got to buy some Apple stocks. You got to get into getting Apple stocks of this. And then he started talking about, you know, later on he talked about being in Apple stocks, and then several other stocks, you know, that had huge potential technology-wise. And I listened to him, but I didn't take action. There's a difference between listening to someone and then taking action. And I didn't take any action, and it flew me by. I think it was at $40, $50 at that time, and Apple stocks went up to like $700. So he made several other assessments on new technology. He just had an eye for technology because he's been in technology all his life. So he can tell when new software technology comes out that could potentially, that's why we call him the Oracle, is because he can see the potential in the software that could potentially change the world. Okay, so that's how I ended up, becoming friends with him and becoming a business partner with him later on. And then I trusted him when I first worked at the energy brokerage firm in Dallas that was mining Bitcoins and processing Bitcoin transactions. What I did was I sent him the Bitcoin white paper, and that was how I got into Bitcoins, because he told me to get into it. All right. Yeah. I think I got the camera back on me now.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's one example of talent that I saw. Like, he was making just really good calls on new computer technology, new software technology. And then later on, he made the call on some dude named Elon Musk. And he said, man, dude, you got to get into this Tesla, man. He goes, and he was trying to explain to me that it's no different than the iPhone. He said, don't look at it as a car. Look at it as a platform. Look at it as a iPhone with wheels, and it's going to be driving around. And I was like, well, what's the big deal with that? He goes, well, people are going to put apps on top of it. He goes, it's a platform that people can build applications and software on top of that platform, which happens to be a car with 4 wheels. And it's going to get to the point where it has autopilot and all that other stuff, and you can just write that software in. And he was a high-level software engineer. So he understood this, and he was telling me, you got to get into Apple. You got to get into Apple. And so I missed the boat on that too. Okay. So what happened was, when I gave him the Bitcoin white paper, when he told me that, hey, this is going to change the world, and then when he explained to me how it worked, I understood it. In this particular case, in this technology, I understood it because I happened to be trading stocks at that time, and it took like 2 weeks to get my money. And the fact that it can clear in like 10 minutes back then, 8, 9, 10 minutes, and I can get my money and use it right away, that I jumped on that. And that's how we ended up becoming, he just had this foresight to see, that's why everybody calls him the Oracle of crypto. It's because of that. He's made calls on so many different projects since we've been in crypto for the last 5 years. And the ones that turn out to be correct was huge winners for us, like, 1,000x, 4,000x, 5,000x. So imagine if you put $1,000 in and it grew 5,000 times or 1,000 times or 100 times. So that's talent.
Yes, that's his talent, for him to be able to see ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, that doesn't mean every software engineer could, because there was 24 guys working with him at Dell Computers, and he was trying to explain, the blockchain and Bitcoin to them. Did they understand that?
No.
Technologically, yes, but could they see the value and the impact that it would have on Wall Street and finances? No, they didn't. Okay, so that makes sense right there. That's just one example.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, so here's where we're going to do another example here, right? I'm going to share my screen again, so let me know when you see it. Okay? Confirm when you see my screen. You guys see my screen? Let's get some active participation here, guys.
You guys have any questions in the chat box?
Do you see my screen, Kasey?
I see your screen.
Yeah, you got to confirm it. You got to confirm it for me when I'm asking you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to YouTube and Rise people.
Anybody, because I'm the one sharing my screen. So you guys got to let me know.
It just popped up on YouTube.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Okay, hold on. Let me take a question from Bitcoin Plug on the Rise app real quick. Right?
Right.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Okay, so here's my question to you, and this is a question that a lot of people are midway into this app, I believe, that I know, as far as investment. Do you think those 1,000, 5,000 exits are doable?
Hold on, Bitcoin Plug. Hold on. Let me turn you on the speakerphone here so the people on YouTube can hear you also. All right, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, just hold that question, okay? Just hold that question, Bitcoin Plug, right? Okay, so my example here, guys. My next example here is with Vitalik. Okay, you guys see that on my screen? Vitalik Twitter. Okay. All right. So what happens is, hold on real quick. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. So, man, I'm not good at guessing people's cars, man. I got a boot camp client, man. Every time he sees me in a car, he knows what it is, man. It didn't matter. I can just show him this much of the car, man. Just that much of the roof or something. And he'll tell me, you know, the exact Camry model, year, serial number, VIN number, and everything. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to share with you guys next is this, guys. Right, is Vitalik. Okay, so a while back, you know, I got we met Vitalik in Texas in 2014. Okay, and what happened was when we met him there, okay, he was talking about this. He was talking about this Ethereum stuff, and that Ethereum stuff that he was talking about, right, was, you know, when we walked away, we said, hey, man, you know, we got to invest in this stuff, right? I even made a video about it right here that says, you know, how and why you should invest in Ethereum. And this was like back in 2014, the spring of 2014, back when nobody had the balls to invest in him, okay? So there it is right there, okay? And Leon was the one that was holding the camera at that time, right here. And we got... back then, right there, okay? So we looked at him back then, and we immediately realized that this guy was extremely talented. After this interview here, and we said, hey, man, this kid is like 19, 20 years old, and he's got massive talent, okay? And we need to invest in him, okay? And that's why I put this video up so that our viewers can see what we were doing with this guy, okay? And at that time, right, everybody was talking all this stuff, and he was running circles around all the other software engineers, including my friend, okay? You guys understand that? Leon was a high-level software engineer, okay? Can you guys see me on camera now?
I can see you.
Okay, so he was a high-level software engineer, right? And, you know, he had a hard time keeping up with the stuff that Vitalik was talking about, okay? And I walked away with Leon that day, and I said, hey, man, I don't give a shit what this dude is talking about. We need to put money on his ass, okay? Whatever it is that he's doing, this Ether, this Ethereum, this smart contract stuff, you know, whatever the hell it is, man, if he is smart enough to confuse you and have you questioning what he's doing, right? And not just Leon. If it was just Leon or something, you know, it'd be one thing. But he had a bunch of other high-level software engineers at the conference that he was just running circles around them, okay? And so because of that, I said, we got to invest in this guy. There's talent here. So when you see, you know, talent like that, you got to invest into it. You got to invest into it. You can't just say, oh, you know, you know, he's got talent, he's a smart kid or whatever, and then you just walk away. If they're, you know, sometimes you meet smart people and talented people in life, but you can't invest into them. There's nothing you can do to invest into what their talent can produce. For example, right? If you saw, you know, the quarterback for the New England Patriots, right? Or you saw, you know, you know, he won like 3 or 4 Super Bowls already like that. I don't keep up with sports that much, but you know, he's won all these Super Bowls. Or if you saw like a Michael Jordan or a LeBron James, or you saw Ronaldo from the soccer team, right? It's really hard, right? Yeah, to invest in this kind of talent because you don't know what they can do. Like there's, I mean, even if you see them with talent, right? What's up, bro? You know, you can't really invest into it, okay? You really can't invest into it. Whereas whenever you see somebody like Vitalik, you can invest into it, okay? You can invest into it, and what happens is when you do invest into it, you can actually benefit from it financially, okay? Make sense? Okay. So go ahead, Bitcoin plug.
Hello?
Yeah. We finally got you on the speakerphone now, right? Hold on. Give me 1 second here. So that's what I'm saying right there is that sometimes you see talent like Michael Jordan, but there's nothing that you can invest in.
Yeah.
Right?
Because talent will get them somewhere, but it's hard to get you to profit financially from what they're doing.
Yeah. So that's why you cannot do anything. That's why I don't follow those people, because I can't learn.
And everybody looked at him like he was crazy. And it was Vitalik. And I know people who personally, I know them, invested $2,000 in Ethereum because they believed in him, like Ty then and his people said. And that was in 2014. And they are millionaires from $2,000. Some people looked at him like he was crazy and disregarded him, and some people believed in him, and the people that believed in him became millionaires. That's what I know from 2014. Sorry.
Yeah. So what happens here is this, okay? When we recognize Vitalik's talent, we invested into him. Like people like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Justin Bieber and all that shit, they got talent too, but there's nothing, we can't profit from it. We can't, he's not going to be a business partner with us. We can't invest into his basketball. Like, if we can invest, if there was stocks or there was tokens or something where, hey, we can invest into their, Michael Jordan's games or LeBron James's games where if they win a Super Bowl or something or a championship, we can get 100x, then it's worth it to watch and follow those people. But those people are we're never going to profit from those people. So that's the reason why if you guys ask like, hey, Ty, how come in your spare time you don't watch all these celebrities or all these sports or these athletes or these movie stars and stuff or these musicians? It's because it doesn't make money for me. It doesn't put money on my food on my table and pay my bills.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Makes sense.
Okay. So the next thing is this. Let me share my screen again. And when you guys see it, just confirm it for me. Right. Okay. Okay. So the next person right here that I want to talk about is this guy, Charles Hoskinson. So at the same time that Ethereum was being promoted by Vitalik, so this guy, Charles Hoskinson, he was going around promoting things about Ethereum and how it was going to be done and all that other stuff. And I'm like, man, this is, and Leon and I both recognize that this is another smart dude, right? And a lot of people don't associate Charles right now with Ethereum, but the only two faces of Ethereum was Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik back in 2014 when they did their crowd sale. Okay, a lot of people don't know that today. A lot of people don't know that it was Charles Hoskinson who was one of the key players to get Ethereum off the ground. Okay, he was the one running out there talking about Ethereum, smart contracts, and everything. And because of political infighting, because he wanted a nonprofit side to help, that he wanted a nonprofit side. My understanding is that he wanted to build a nonprofit side of Ethereum called the Ethereum Foundation so that they can create the software, open source, right? And then he wanted to create a for-profit side of Ethereum so that they can, license the software and do customer service and help businesses integrate the Ethereum software into their business. And the guys, all the other founders of Ethereum wanted to, let's do this to change the world bullshit, let's not focus. You're always talking about money, Charles, and dumb shit like that, right? And so because of that, they booted him out. So Gavin Wood and all the other guys booted him out because of this political infighting, right? And he kept saying, dude, we're going to run out of money. The money that we raised to build Ethereum, if we run out, how are we going to make money to keep the software going? Like the software ain't going to be built for free by itself. We got to get money somewhere to build it. And so that's why he proposed a for-profit and a non-profit side. And they almost went bankrupt and went and failed. They almost did. And the only thing that saved them was in the end of 2015 or the end of 2016, I forget the year, but Microsoft announced that they were going to put them on the Azure network and stuff. And because of that, the price of Ethereum went up, and then they had enough money to build out their project and become what they are today. But if it hadn't been for Charles helping out there, raising money and getting the word out about Ethereum and doing interviews and stuff like that with Vitalik, we wouldn't have Ethereum today. And he's the only one that did not profit from Ethereum because he got the boot out, okay? So because of that, that doesn't mean just because he did not make a shitload of money from Ethereum and make hundreds of millions of dollars like the other 7 founders of Ethereum, That doesn't mean that his talent's not there. You know, talented people can repeat their process, their success.
Right.
Just because they didn't make money on one project doesn't mean that they're gonna, you know, not make money on the next project, the second or third or fourth or fifth project. And so we always kept an eye on this guy. We always kept an eye on Charles Hoskinson because real talent is real talent. Like you can say all the trolls and all the dumbasses can say whatever they want, but real talent is real talent. You get all these haters that say whatever they want about LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt or how they act and everything, but the talent is there. You can say whatever the hell that you want, but the talent's there. So Leon recognized that his software engineering skills were there, regardless if he was not successful financially with Ethereum or not, right? So he went out and started a company called Input Output Hong Kong. And it's a blockchain software development company where they build software for other cryptocurrency projects. So we're keeping an eye on this guy, and anything that he touches, we're going to invest into it.
Right.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't give a shit if the trolls don't like him or whatever. You love him, you hate him. I don't care. All I care about is that he has blockchain software engineering talent, right? He worked on multiple projects. He worked on the BitShares. He worked on Ethereum. And then he learned from BitShares. He built Ethereum, and then he learned from the Ethereum fiasco, you know, of how he got booted out. So he went and started a different project, right?
Right.
So right now he's currently working on. And then when we found out that he was working on Ethereum Classic, we loaded up on that, right? And then when we found out he was working on, he came out with Cardano right here. We loaded up on that too. Why? Because it doesn't matter. One can fail, one can succeed. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we place a small bet. If we have $10,000, right, we're not going to put the whole $10,000 on him, but can we put $200 or $300 on him? Can we afford to do that?
Yes.
Okay, yes, we can. So if you can afford to do that, right, then you go place that small bet on him. Because what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I don't have the blockchain software engineering talent and the background and the experience like he does. He's worked on multiple projects. So because of that, and then he's got a whole team right here. Look at all these people. He's the only company I know of that's got over 100 people working on the team besides like Consensus, right? And speaking of Consensus, check this out. Remember I told you that the for-profit side that he was proposing that the Ethereum team, the founders put together? When they almost lost money, they decided, oh, he was right. Charles was right. We got to have a for-profit side so that we can, you know, get money and help people integrate and charge them for it and then make money so we can continue building Ethereum software. So that's what Consensus is. Consensus is the for-profit side that he proposed a long time ago. Maybe not call it Consensus, but it was the for-profit side of Ethereum. Okay, so whatever he comes out with, you know, we're going to invest into it, right? So when talent is always going to be there. Okay, talent's always going to be there. Okay. Right. Any questions on that? I'll pause there real quick for some questions. Right.
You have one from Norm Boduck on YouTube.
What's the question?
It says, what's your take on utility tokens? It looks as though
he's getting off topic there. We're not going to answer any off topic questions. It's about how to make an educated bet in business and investing. Okay. So let's get back here. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Okay. Bitcoin plug. Let me bring, there's a couple people here on the Rise app here that have questions. So let me get their questions. Okay. What's up, Bitcoin plug? What's your question, man?
I think my question, a lot of people are waiting for an answer for this. Like, do you see any 1000Xs within the stuff that we're working with now?
So,
I mean, my bet is on EOS personally.
Hey, look, there's 1,600 cryptocurrencies out there, Bitcoin plug, and nobody knows which one is going to hit 1000X.
Yeah, but just saying, like, is it doable to hit 1000X nowadays? I mean, at the beginning, I could see
why
like,
not?
Now that we have 1,600, you know,
why? Okay, what reasons would we not have it? When Bitcoin got to $2, when Bitcoin got to $2, everybody said, "Oh, it can't go any higher."
Mm-hmm.
But when Bitcoin got to $16, and it crashed back down, you know, and people said, "Oh, it can't get any higher." Then it went to $32, and people said, "Oh, it can't go any higher." Then it got to $200, $100, and people say it can't go any higher. $200. If you understand what Bitcoin and the blockchain technology does and why it's so revolutionary, you guys won't be asking these questions, right? Just imagine 100 years ago when we had the horse and buggy technology, guys. When the automobile was invented, if you didn't understand that, you know, having a metal body with 4 rubber wheels on it is more beneficial than having an animal with 4 legs running you around at 22 miles an hour, right? And if you had a metal cab with 4 rubber wheels on it with a metal engine inside, and you can go for 200, 300, 400 miles nonstop, if you couldn't see the value in that and being able to carry a ton of cargo on there, hundreds of pounds of much more cargo than you can with 1 horse, if you could see the value in that, then you're going to constantly ask, hey, is the price of Ford Motors stock going to go up? But if you understand the technology and why it's so revolutionary and why it's going to change the financial world, right? Then you don't have to sit there and worry about if it's $9,000. Like, I don't care. I don't care if Bitcoin is $100, $1,000, or $20,000. Okay, from a long-term perspective. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like, when people say, oh, it went up to $20,000 and it went back down to $6,000. Why the hell did you buy that $20,000 for? You're an idiot if you buy that $20,000. Why did you buy that $20,000 when something runs from $1,000 to $20,000 in 10, 11, 12 months? Why would you be an idiot and go, no, let me just come in here and buy at $20,000 when it just went up from $1,000 to $20,000 in the last 10 months? Like, you're an idiot. You deserve to lose money. You know what I'm saying?
I waited till it went down.
Yeah, like at least wait for it to pull back to 10,000 to 15,000 or something. Like, if you were the one who bought at $20,000, this is not for you. Okay? Like, wait until it comes back down to 19, 18, 17, 15, 10. Because if you believe in the Bitcoin technology, if you believe in the technology and what it does, why would you be in a rush? You just wait for it to pull back and then you get in.
Right.
Okay? And when you get in, you don't put all your life savings into it, right? You make a small bet. Now, I was an idiot, not an idiot, but I understood the technology extremely well. I did massive research on it, and I knew that this was going to revolutionize Wall Street, and that's why I put all my life savings into it back in 2013, okay? But if you just got in when Bitcoin's at $20,000 and you're like, I'm getting in because of all the hype and all the commotion on CNBC and in the news, then you haven't done your research. You haven't done your due diligence. You can't load up on something that you haven't done your due diligence on, right? You're not making an educated bet then. Okay, you're making a dumbass bet. Okay.
You don't buy anything when it's the highest price.
No, you don't.
Even if it's potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that
I gotta go get the girl from school. Let me make
hey, make it happen, man.
Sir.
Right. So okay. And then should I stake in Particle? Yeah, if you have Particle, you should stake it. I mean, if you have any staking coin, you should stake it. Why? I mean, if it pays you 5, 6, 7, 8% a year, 10% a year, if you're holding on to it, I mean, why would you not make money? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so here's the thing, okay? Hey, Norm is saying I'm pissed off today, so I won't ask this question. Man, don't get fucking butthurt just because I don't answer your question, man. You're asking a question that has nothing to relate. If you've been following me for a while, you know I like to keep questions related to the topic of the video. The topic of this video is how to make an educated guess or bet on a business or investing. Okay, stay on point, man. Don't get off track, man. Don't be butthurt when somebody doesn't answer your question. If you get butthurt because I don't answer your question, you're gonna suck in trading and investing and making money, man. Okay, because there's a lot of times where things don't go the way you want it, and you can't be butthurt about it. Okay, Norm. So smile and be happy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen again here. Okay.
I can.
Okay. All right. So because of Charles Hoskinson, whatever project he works on, I'm gonna invest in it, man. And next time when I'm telling you right now, Charles, when I see you, in person, I'm gonna grab you and shake you gently and vigorously for not telling me about Cardano. He did tell me about it, but he didn't tell me enough about it. Okay. All right. So there it is right here. When we found out that Ethereum Classic, when he was involved with that, we held on to that, and I've still held on to most of it, just because he's involved in it. Okay. Now, here's another thing, guys. I'm gonna give you another example of more talent, right? So when we came here, when we first saw Exodus, okay, when we first saw Exodus here, let me Okay, right here. When we first saw JP and Daniel Castagnoli right here, we saw the layout, right? The clean interface. No one had ever done something like this, okay? The first person to ever do a donut portfolio like this, a donut graph like that, was Exodus. You see anybody else do it in crypto? They copied it from Exodus, okay? Anybody have a clean interface like this on the side with all the coins on the left and everything like that? They copied that from Exodus, okay? These guys were the first ones to come out. Like if you use the original Bitcoin core wallet implementation or any of that, man, that shit was freaking confusing. It was not user-friendly. The Jax wallet was not user-friendly. None of the wallets were user-friendly. And then when we saw this, now in this case, I had an art background because I used to teach art. I'm an artist and everything. And when I saw their design and I installed their wallet and I used it, right, I reached out to these guys and they were, you know, we talked on the interview, right? When we interviewed them, and they said it was they said that it was not a cryptocurrency wallet. It was a blockchain asset management platform. And when they said that, I was like, holy shit, these guys get it. These guys get it. Like some people just don't get crypto, but these guys, when they said blockchain asset management platform, you guys see me again on video?
Yes.
Okay. When they said that, I was like, oh shit. These guys get it. They understand the value of crypto. They understand that they're not just building a wallet just to store Bitcoins or Ethers. They're building a wallet that will someday store oil, gold, commodities, precious metals, stocks, everything. So it's a platform to manage all your assets. So it's not just for crypto, right? And I'm thinking, oh shit, we got to invest in this. And then we found out that they were raising money to expand their wallet capacity and capabilities. So our team members invested into their wallet software. So that's full disclosure, guys. I'm talking about them, and I'm also invested into it. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about something that I don't invest in. Okay. I try to stay away from that. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Any questions on that, guys? Any questions on now? If you guys see the Exodus wallet and you guys use it, right? Wouldn't you want to invest into it? I mean, why would you not want to invest into it? I mean, if you see people building software that just blows away the competition, look at that. Look at that clean user interface, right? You click on here. It's so easy. I mean, you don't have to read any tutorials or none. Just click it and just everything is there. Like if you see somebody creating software like that while everybody else with the 99% of the rest of the market is building bullshit that you got to spend like a whole day just to learn how to use their software. And as where these guys, you download their software and boom, it's there. You just, I mean, there's not like you don't have to go study, get a college education to learn how to use their software. You see what I'm saying? So when you recognize talent that stands out, in this case, their talent was so obvious it stood out from the rest of the crowd. Okay, it just stands out. When they stand up that far away from the rest of the crowd, you got to look for ways to invest in them. And that's why we invest into it. So what I say about them, you know, there could possibly be an inherent conflict of interest because I'm talking about something I'm invested in, okay, or our team is invested in, okay? So let's pause right here real quick, right? Did I do a screen share here? I can't remember what.
You're not on share. I can see.
Okay, so the whole time I'm talking, I'm pointing at the screen and I'm not even right there. Look at that clean user interface, right? If you compare this to the 2015 model of Bitcoin Core or any wallet, right? You would be like, holy shit, like, well, is this even a Bitcoin wallet? Like, it can't be this clean and beautiful, right? And you think I'm laughing because everybody's using it now for the last couple of years and they don't realize how shitty all the wallets were back then and how hard it was to learn how to use, okay? So you guys see that? You guys see, I'm using several examples here, guys, so that you guys can see what I see, okay?
What talent you see on every different example that he's giving you.
Yeah, okay. So what questions do we have here?
Michael said by investing in them, you mean investing in their company like stocks?
Yeah, invest in their stocks, okay? Because they have no tokens, okay? All right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we got Bitcoin Plug raise his hand again. Here, let me.
Dude, I am so like technical, and I still can't figure this app out. I keep raising my hand. I have no clue how it happened.
Okay.
It just happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool deal. I see you got your daughter now. Awesome, man. All right.
Yeah. Say hi, Dad, man. Hi. This is the guy who's gonna make Daddy a millionaire.
Write my autograph. Okay. She wants my autograph. All right. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Okay. Now here's a different example here, guys. Okay. Here's a different example of talent here. Tell me when you guys see my screen.
I see your screen. No, I don't.
Okay. So tell me when you see it.
I see it.
Okay. So here's a different set of talent. Okay, guys. So many of you guys heard me tweet out that, hey, I wanted to, whatchamacallit, that we were looking to buy equity into this company called Tax Token. Okay. Now I want to just clear up something. Okay, guys. TaxToken.io is different from Token Tax. Okay. I think the other company, I'm not sure, but I think that the other company is trying to knock off these guys, right? Because I heard about Tax Token before I heard about Token Tax. Okay. So I just want to make it clear on the broadcast here that I am referring to TaxToken.io, not the other one. Okay. So this team right here, guys. So I met these guys in Dallas, right? I was walking around talking to different people at a Bitcoin conference at the Bitcoin Super Conference in Dallas, I think in February, just a few months ago, right? And what happened was I ran into this team from Tax Token. I ran to Nathan Nichols, the CEO. I ran to Mike right here and Gaurav right here, their CTO. Great set of guys. Great team, young guys, just got out of college. They're finance students. These guys are finance students. Went to a very, very prestigious university, James Madison University on the East Coast of the United States, near the capital of the U.S., around the Washington, D.C. area, right? And so these guys, they're bodybuilders, and they got their nerd friend here, Gaurav, right here, who's a gymnast. So they're all into fitness and exercise, and they're into finances, heavy. Okay, and remember how I said that I told you this all the time, Kasey, that if you want to learn how to make money, you got to learn the vocabulary of the money world.
Right.
I met these guys and they were finance students. They were accounting students and they knew the vocabulary already. So at 20, 21, 22 years old, right, these guys knew the bulk of the vocabulary. So we know that at least they understand it, so you don't have to explain shit to them, right? Now, whether or not they can apply it, we don't know that because they just got out of college, right? And I saw that. I talked to him, and I found out he passed up a high six-figure salary at KPMG or one of the big accounting firms in the U.S. to go and pursue this tax software because they were all into crypto in college, and they couldn't figure out how to do their taxes because it was so difficult. And it was just a really pain in the ass. And since they were accounting students, they realized, hey, let's go build an accounting software, right? Kind of like, what do you call that?
Intuit.
Yeah, Intuit, kind of like QuickBooks, right? Yeah. And they did some research and they found out no one had built a QuickBooks version of, for crypto yet. There's a QuickBooks for the regular world, but there's no QuickBooks, right? And I don't know why they didn't call it Quick Crypto or Quick Blockchain or something like that. Or maybe they couldn't clone Intuit's brand name, right? But they call it Tax Token, right? Because they were going to raise money from doing a crowd token sale to raise money to build the software, right? And then they were contacted by the SEC about their thing, and they went and did away. They decided not to do the token sale at this time, and they decided to raise money the traditional way through private, raising through a VC method, right? And just ask people to pitch in. So when we heard about that, we wanted to buy a portion of their software company because we believe that we saw talent. And here's how we recognize the talent, okay? First of all, I used to work in sales and do sales and marketing, and most people are afraid of rejection, okay? And he was able to approach me and ask me if I wanted to buy a portion of his software company to raise money, okay? And we were gonna buy a big chunk of it, okay? So it's not like, we're gonna just put in like $5,000, $10,000. It was a significant, amount, okay? Yeah. Because he demoed their CTO here, Garv, did a demo for us, and it did exactly what we were looking for it to do, right? We needed software that can scan the blockchain and calculate the taxes for us and calculate the taxable events for us, record it, be able to pull data from the exchanges when we trade and do everything, okay? And do that, okay? Let me just take this off the screen share here. Okay, you guys see me again?
Yes.
Okay, so we were trying to build this software ourselves, and we realized it was just much easier because this team is much more talented than us because we're traders and investors. We're not accounting students. We're not finance people, right? And then he was being advised by two guys that had built billion-dollar companies. One guy was named Mark Nelson. The other guy was Michael Rabibo. So these guys had built like billion-dollar companies already. So they were being coached and mentored by them guys, right? So if you think you're grateful being mentored by some millionaires on our channel, right? Imagine if you were being, mentored and advised by some billion-dollar guys that built billion-dollar companies.
Right.
And he was at the top of his accounting class. He did really well. He was one of the top students at his accounting class at James Madison University and everything. So all the pieces of the puzzle were there, and he let go of a high salary job to go and do this. All of them did. They could have all made high six figures as in software engineering, in accounting, and all that at the large accounting firms. But they left that to go build this. So kind of like you said, hey, I'm not going to go look for a job. I'm going to go build a business from scratch and be an entrepreneur, be a crypto investor, right?
Right.
Just like you did, except they were a year or two ahead of you.
Right.
Okay, so they're like, I think, a year ahead of you. So because of that, that was the reason why our team we did our due diligence. Now, the reason why we did not go forward with it and to buy a big chunk of their company was because we looked at our resources, and at the time, we were trying to the tax implications that we had on us to invest in them, it would have cost us a huge amount of money, okay, because of the tax implications on our side, not on their side, but we were in the middle of some tax bills, and we had, in order for us to take money to go put in there, we had to pay a huge chunk. So we would be down like 50% down on the investment.
Right, and that's not.
Yeah, we didn't want to take profits out and then go and invest in their company because we would be down during this market. So we're selling, and then there were better opportunities in the because we're traders, right? We're traders, so there were better opportunities for our use of money, and so we had to let that go. Okay, but if we had the money, I mean, if the tax was not an issue for us and the market conditions were different, then we would have bought a big portion of their company.
Yes.
So you see that? So
right.
In that case, we're not investing in their tokens or anything. We're investing into the stocks of their company. Okay. And then there were other better opportunities that we calculated that had better returns. So that's why we passed up buying stock in their company. Okay.
Right.
All right. So does that make sense to you? You see how I'm giving you examples here of talent?
Yes.
Right.
All types of talents.
Yeah. And we didn't care if they failed on the software. We didn't care, because you know why? Because they were a strong enough team that even if they failed at their software, even if they failed, they would have figured out how to recover from that and figure out something different.
Right.
Right. So
they
even
did the process and learned from the mistakes they made.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when I spent time with them, I was convinced that even if they fuck up, and screw this project up and lose money on it, whatever next project they work on, I'll still invest into them. Why? Because they learn from it. They're not idiots, They gave up high six-figure income jobs. To me, when someone's willing to do that, to go build something they believe in, I'm willing to invest into it too. If you tell me, hey, I'm giving up a $150,000, $200,000 a year job to go build this product or this service, and your business partners are willing to do the same thing too, and I know that you're not bullshitting me, I know that you have enough talent to get $150,000, $200,000 a year, right? Then I want to invest in you, whatever it is that you're doing. Even if I don't understand it, I'll make an effort to research and do my due diligence to learn what it is you're doing to invest into it, right? So I'll keep an eye on what they're doing. I'll keep an eye on it, and in the future, if things, if the timing is right and we get our taxes and our trust and everything correctly to where we can invest into stocks, right? And not get hurt tax-wise, then we'll invest into whatever else they're building. Because whatever they're building, they're going to learn from it. Whether they fail or succeed with tax token does not matter to me. They're going to learn from it, and whatever the next thing that they build after that, they're going to be better, right? And that's why we take a little bit of our portfolio and we put it. So if you have $10,000, right, and you invest into Nathan and his team at Tax Token, right, to get into whatever stocks or tokens that they offer in the future, right? And let's say they fail. The next time they do something, you invest another $200 in it. Is that going to kill you?
No.
If you have $10,000 portfolio, is it going to kill you to put $200 or $300 into it? No, it's not. Yeah.
And that amount instead of the 10,000 and putting all your coins in one basket.
Yeah, because you don't know, your talents are going to make you money in the filmmaking and documentary filmmaking arena, but you're not going to have there's no way you can go learn how to be a good software engineer. There's no way you can go learn how to be a good finance student or accounting student and learn how to build crypto accounting software. There's no way that one human being can have the time to do all that shit. So you look for talent to invest in. So when we are investing into a cryptocurrency project, we are investing into talent, not the software, but the talent behind the software. And we're making a bet. We're making an educated bet. Hey, based on the fact that this guy went to James Madison University, prestigious accounting school and finance school in America, the fact that he was, one of the guys at the top of his class, the fact that he helped, invest some of their student organizations. You know how you have these different student organizations in the school. He helped invest their money into the crypto, right? And he made them a crap load of money. The fact that he got his advisors to help them invest their money into the correct places and guided them on the right, places to invest money. To me, he's got a track record. So when somebody has a track record of success, and it's not just success, but also failures. Because if you look at my track record of all the failures I've had in my life, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Right? It's only a matter of time. Okay? So any questions on that, guys? Right?
I don't see any on YouTube about that specific subject.
Okay. So let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay. If you guys have any questions on how I am analyzing and assessing the talent out there before I make an educated bet on it, let me know, guys. Okay. So here's an example of a woman. Okay. Maxine Ryan. Okay. She is the co-founder of Bitspark, right, which is a money remittance company, which means that it's a company that allows you to send money from one country to another. Okay.
Cool.
A remittance is usually the money that people go to another country like America and they do well, and then they send money back to their families at home. So that's what they call the remittance market, money that's sent back home to your home country, to your family and stuff. Okay.
So if you were to send money back to Vietnam.
Yeah, so if I need to send money back to my mom in Vietnam, I can use Bitspark to send money back over there. Okay, so they had a Zephyr ICO. We interviewed her about it. Now look at this. She was nominated by Forbes to be one of the top talents in Asia, 30 under 30. Okay,
that's accomplishment right there.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? What's funny is that we had. I had one of my friends ask, I wonder how old she is. And I said,
30 under 30. She's under 30.
Yeah, I said, well, I know she's under 30. He goes, how do you know?
Oh, my goodness.
And I said, she was nominated as Forbes 30 under 30. That means that one of the top 30 women to pay attention to, entrepreneurs out, businesswomen to pay attention to, and she's under 30 years old. So that's like asking who's buried in Grant's tomb.
Right?
Yeah. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Well, Grant. Who do you think is buried in there? Okay. So anyway, so when I saw her come out with the Zephyr ICO, right? And so we brought her on our channel to interview her about Bitspark and about Zephyr. Okay. She's from Hong Kong. It doesn't matter where the talent's at. It can be in Hong Kong, it can be in China. If you can recognize their talent, and if other people can recognize their talent, it's worth paying attention to. Okay. So she's building the Zephyr token is like a loyalty token. So if somebody's using the Bitspark network to send money home to their family, it allows you to it's like loyalty points where you get discounts on the remittance transfer whenever you use the pay using the Zephyr tokens. Okay, so that's an example right there, right? Now here's something else I looked at, is that if you ever go to a cryptocurrency conference, okay, let me stop the screen sharing here, right? You guys see me?
I see you.
All right. So when you go to a cryptocurrency conference, a Bitcoin conference or anything like that, the bulk of it is men.
So she stood out because she was female.
Yeah, like how many women do you see that's in crypto?
Right. I
Right?
don't her.
Yeah. So the fact that it's a woman in crypto, and the fact that she's been nominated as, Forbes 30 under 30, and the fact that she's running her own ICO, which, most people are scared to do, and, she has the guts to do that, that's worth looking at. That's talent. Who cares what she's building? Who cares? Whether you understand the technology behind it or not, who cares? Right? I look at the talent behind it. I don't look at what's that's why we introduce her to our audience, to our viewers, because we wanted our viewers to see the talent that we see. Whenever you see us bring people on, there's certain talents that we want people to see. Just like we have you on here, there's certain talents we see. We want the rest of the world to see it too. Okay,
right.
So that way in the future, if you do something, if I have a chance to invest into it, guess what?
You're gonna.
Yeah, I want to invest into it because I don't know what you're going to do. What if you build the next Google? What if you build the next Facebook? I don't know. What if you become the next Gary Vaynerchuk or the next Grant Cardone or something? I don't know that, right? But if you're willing to get off your ass and do it now, right? Success leaves clues. People like Grant Cardone, people like, Gary Vaynerchuk, people like Anthony Robbins, they don't just come out of nowhere and just, oh, I'm successful today.
Right.
Right? There's clues. The best time to meet and make friends with billionaires is when they're still making minimum wage, when they're still interning for somebody else.
Right.
Is it easier for people to get to know you now, Kasey, than it is when you hit $1 billion, when you build $1 billion company?
You bet your butt it's easier.
Yeah, so it's easier. They can actually get you right now, call you up, hey,
I reply back to the comments, guys.
Yeah. When you start making $1 million, you may not reply back to those comments anymore because you may not have time.
I don't have time to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at. Okay. So let me share any questions on that with Maxine Ryan, how we're observing, analyzing her talent, guys. Oh, and by the way, when she's talking on the interview, she's able to convey her project clearly, right? So not only is she able to do this, build a software company, but she's able to communicate her products and her services to the rest of the world clearly. Most software people and most software companies, when they talk about their software, I just get confused as shit as what they're trying to do, right? So if you can't convey, even if you have the best product in the world, if you cannot convey what you're doing to the rest of the world, it's not going to be very helpful to what you're doing, okay?
Right.
So.
Screen share. You're not on screen share.
Okay. All right. So just real quick, this is I think, so Norm says, basically Dan Larimer of EOS is a great example of track record success. I'm going to get to him in a minute, Norm. I got something for you right there, buddy. I got something for you. I'm going to go into depth about that for you. Okay. Yeah. So Mike Donahue, one of our Bootcamp clients, he said that, bring value to someone without expectation in return. Absolutely. We broadcast on this channel for 5 years now. Okay. My policy is give somebody $100 worth of value and ask for one. Okay. When you provide $100 worth of value for people, it's easy to ask for $1 from them. Okay. Most people give $1 worth of value and they want $100 out of you. Screw that. Okay, give people more than what they ask for. Okay, all right. Kev Ha says he feels that Dan Larimer and Charles keep on ditching projects, right? And see, that's a great. I'm glad he brought that point up. Okay, we can look at it as the cup is full, or we can look at it as the cup is empty, right? When they threw my ass and they incarcerated my ass for drugs when I was a teenager, and I was sitting in a cage, right? I had a choice. I can say that, hey, you know what? The government's out to get me and do all this stuff, right, and do all this and think all these negative things in my head, right? Let me stop the screen sharing real quick to cover this point, right? You guys see me?
Yes.
All right. I can sit there and cry and whine and bitch about breaking the laws in the US. Or I can take that opportunity while I'm sitting in a cage and to educate myself, make myself wiser, make myself more educated, make myself more intelligent, make myself so that the Thai Zen today is a better version of the Thai Zen tomorrow. I mean, yesterday. Always.
Right.
Be a better version today than I was yesterday.
Right.
So I can whine and complain about that, or I can take advantage of that. So when I say that, whenever Kev, right, says that he feels that Dan and Charles keeps on ditching projects, he can look at it as, hey, these guys are ditching projects. I don't look at it like that. I look at it as, hey, you know what? These guys have learned from their past projects, and they're making the next one better, the next one better, the next one better, and the next one better. Right? If you guys look at the videos, all the videos that Kasey has made on our channel so far, look at her first video. It's not good. It sucks, right? It may not be the one way you guys see it. It may not be the one that she wants people to see. But I told her, don't give a shit, because you're not going to be perfect. You got to start broadcasting, get yourself out there, put yourself out there, right? And see how it feels when you and handle the rejection, because you got to be able to overcome that. You got to stop worrying about what other people think, okay? Because they don't pay your bills. When they pay your bills, then you might consider what they say. But if not, then why are you paying attention to it for? So that's why I had you put those videos out there. Don't worry about being perfect. Just get it out there. Okay?
Yep. From every person, what you make it better.
Yeah. And you know what? And Kev says he wants to see a difference between, BitShare, Steam, and EOS. You will. You will. Trust me, you will. Okay? All right? So let me share my screen again on the next example of talent that I want to share with you guys, so that you guys can see how I'm looking at talent. Okay.
It's back up.
All right. All right. So now this is what Norm's been wanting me to talk about. Okay. So Dan Larimer, okay, is the guy that built BitShares. Okay, with Charles Hoskinson. So they built that. Okay, and he went on. And I'm trying to pull up a picture of him somewhere on here, right? They
What's up?
no, I'm just trying to get a picture of Dan Larimer so that you guys know who I'm talking about, right? I'm surprised I don't have a team.
My team page.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Okay. So anyways, this guy, Dan Larimer, okay, he built BitShares, and he didn't like how it turned out. So he went and moved forward and started a project called Steam It, right? And then he moved on after that, and now he's building EOS, okay? So let's see if it's on here. Okay, so EOS. This is him right here. I just wanted to pull a picture up so that you guys know who I'm talking about. Right here. This is Dan Larimer.
Face to the name is what he's trying to do, guys.
Yeah, right there. Okay, that's Dan Larimer. So I'm trying to put a face to the name so you guys know who I'm talking about. So he built BitShares, okay, and then he built BitShares. Let me stop the screen sharing here. Okay, he built BitShares, and the blockchain did well, but he thought he could build it better, so he went and built Steam It. And then he built Steam It, and then it did better, and then he wanted to make it even better, so now he's starting EOS. Now, a lot of people are bitching, whining, complaining, saying that he's building one project, and he's pumping it up, he's making a shitload of money from it, he's abandoning it, and then he's going to the next one, and he's doing the same thing, abandoning that, and then going to the next one, and now he's on EOS. So people are saying he's pumping and dumping these blockchain tokens, and then moving on to the next one. And that's what broke asses say. That's what broke asses say. Remember that. The broke ass will only see the negative side of things. They never see the positive side, right? The first thing you got to ask yourself is, if that was true, he would have made hundreds of millions of dollars off of BitShare, hundreds of millions of dollars off of Steam It already. Why in the world would he waste time and money and work his ass off to build EOS for it? Think about that. Like if somebody's already made $50, $100 million, like you say that he did, why the hell is he wasting time doing all this other shit for?
You got to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, because he's trying to he has a passion for building blockchains, and he's trying to build a better blockchain technology to benefit the world. Right? The thing about it, why is Elon Musk still working?
Yeah, even though
why is Tim Cook still working? Why is Steve Jobs, or when he was alive, why is he already made, these guys have billions of dollars already?
They don't get complacent.
No, because they're actually trying to make a change in the world.
Right.
They're beyond. So the fact that you're thinking that he's still worried about making money, you think he gives a shit about making money? You think Charles Hoskinson is giving a shit about making money? He's trying to prove that he's one of the best blockchain engineers out there. So is this guy. It's ego.
Right.
So the guys that like the guys like Conor McGregor, who's already made $100 million fighting Floyd Mayweather, why is he still fighting? Because he wants to prove to the world he's the best of the best of the best of the best, and will be the best go down in history. He doesn't give a shit about the money anymore. He's already made $100 million. Do you guys realize that you cannot spend all that money? Right? Unless I just go and burn up the money I made, I can't, I can go buy, how many Ferraris do I need to buy, or how many cars do I need to buy, or how many houses do I need to buy?
A lot to burn up $100 million, and he made $100 million on one fight.
Yeah. So why does he need this guy? If it's true, think about this, guys. If it is true that he's pumping and dumping these coins, he's just building a project, pumping up the price of the coins, and then abandoning it and go do something else. If that is true, then why is he still doing it after he already made a shitload of money? Okay. So that's I don't see that being true at all for 1 minute. Okay, and I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Okay. All right. We have any questions here? Right. Okay. Hey, Enormous E said, "Keep up the good work, Kasey." She's a huge fan of yours right there.
I do see all your comments you leave on the videos, and I do like them. So thanks for the support.
I told you, there's always going to be people that like your stuff, that like you, and there's always going to be people that don't like you. Who gives a shit about the people that don't like you?
Right.
Right? Do you think Cardano and EOS are their trump cards? Right? I don't know. I think what he means by that question is, do I think that this will be like the big project that they're going to work on? I think so. For now, I don't know if it's going to be their trump card, but I know that if there's going to be like a lifetime work, I would say that this would be, Cardano would be whatchamacallit's lifetime work, and then EOS is going to probably end up being, because they've raised so much money, they've made so much money off of it, and they want to be the best, so they want to be on there. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. Norm says that Dan Larimer is a blockchain genius. It's not just him. It's him. It's Charles Hoskinson. It's Vitalik. You guys got to recognize people that have talent. You guys can't be blindfolded like this. You guys can't be blindfolded like this and have the blinders on and listen to these broke asses online that tell you, oh, so-and-so's an idiot, or so-and-so's a pumper, or so-and-so's a scam, right? That doesn't mean shit. Look at what they have done, right? Let me see. If you think that that's what they're doing is a scam or a bullshit project, let me see you go out there and build a software network where you get.
You got to realize that they're doing other projects to make their last project better, right? It's just going into the other project.
Okay. So, okay. So any questions, guys? Any questions on EOS? Now here's the other thing too, guys. Right? Let me show you what else I'm looking at. Okay, I forgot to show you guys this other stuff because I said that I was going to analyze EOS live. Okay, so when we look at EOS, we look at, okay, Block 1 is a massive company. Okay, is a massive company, and they got money. They got a shitload of money. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys got over $1 billion. It's run by Brock Pierce, and he's been in Bitcoin since the beginning, and he's advising to dozens of big projects out there. I mean, he himself is worth over $1 billion in my opinion, okay? Even without Block 1. Just himself, his personal portfolio, okay? And they've been working on this shit for like a year already, and they're about to release it. And yeah, Dom Cardio says that he read that they raised $4 billion. Yeah, I believe that I read somewhere about that too, that they raised $4 billion, right? And man, when you have $4 billion to build a software project and make sure it succeeds, man, you got a lot of firepower there to work with. Okay, you got a lot of firepower there to work with. And anyone have any questions on that, guys? So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the fact that I got a message from Cumberland Mining. Okay, Cumberland Mining is a company that is a OTC trade desk company where you have to make $100,000 trades at a time. If you want to trade through them, you got to do $100,000 in each transaction. So if you want to buy Bitcoin from them, the minimum is $100,000. Okay, so we've been customers with them for a long time, since pretty much they came out. We've been customers with them for a while now. Okay, we've run a lot of business through them. Okay, and they just emailed me just a day or two ago and said that to remind us that if we're in EOS, to make sure that we register our Ethereum address. Now think about that. This company has never sent an email to me to remind me about any crypto project, and they're reminding me about EOS.
It's telling you something.
Yeah, this is what the big whales, guys. This is a $1 billion company here. DRW company is a multi-billion dollar company on Wall Street. They're not a little player. They're not a small player. Cumberland is a small company inside a bigger company. Okay, so. And these guys just open up offices in London, in Singapore, and they have 24-hour trading now. So their trade desk, anytime you want to buy $100,000 worth of any crypto, you call them up, they got it. Okay. Now, I'm not paid by them or anything. Okay. I don't work for them. I'm not an employee with them. I just use their service. Okay. And whenever people ask us, we do refer them to their head trader named Bobby Cho, but I have no business ties with them. Okay. So that's them. Okay, and because they're contacting us about EOS, that's a sign. And then Exodus Wallet that we talked about also, they reached out and asked us to remind all our viewers that if they have EOS, to make sure that they register their address, their Ethereum address, for the launch of EOS. Okay, so all these clues, guys, these clues are coming together. You guys see that? When let me put it on the video back on me again, right? When these clues come back in about all these different big players talking about one project and focusing on doing business with a project.
That's telling you to take action.
Yeah, exactly, right? So now I'm gonna wrap this up with one last one here, example here, guys, right? So let me see here. Okay, so check this out. Okay, last one, last case study here, right, is with Kasey, our new intern, which is you, right? Yeah. So this is gonna be a little awkward because I'm talking about you in front of you. Yeah. Okay, so when Kasey's dad reached out to me to see if I can help Kasey out in some way, right? Either get a job, look for a job, or give some suggestions, right? Because he knew that I was, connected in the cryptocurrency space. Maybe someone can use her talents and everything. And the first thing I did was I said to Kasey, I said, hey, show me your portfolio. And she showed me this portfolio right here. Okay. Just stuff that she's done, right? Of her filmmaking and cinematography skills here, right? And so I'm taking a look at this. And man, I shouldn't have played that music because now they're gonna try to block my video now. Okay, on YouTube. Okay, so let me see if I can mute this. Right. So there's the video right here that I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm seeing. Okay, so she has an eye for art because I used to teach art, so she has some eye for it. And for someone that's just starting out in filmmaking, right here, we're starting off with a good slate, right? We're starting off with some good raw talent that needs to be refined, So I said, okay, come on, and we'll do this, okay? And you can intern with us. I can show you what to do, how to profit from your talents, and how to take advantage of the cryptocurrency space at the same time during this boom. And I ain't paying you shit, because if you take the stuff that I share with you, you'll make a lot more money than what I can ever pay you for your talents, okay? So, and she goes, yeah. And we did some math, and she realized that there's a potential. It's not a guarantee, but there's a potential for her to become a millionaire doing the same stuff that we're doing versus going to get a entry-level job making $40,000, $50,000 a year. Okay, so what I'm saying is this, is that I said, hey, look, you come and you learn the cryptocurrency space, get known, get recognized, become an influencer, do some documentaries. You know, if you're going to be, you know, shooting wedding videos that pay you one time, you can do a lot more doing cryptocurrency documentaries, and there'll be a lot of people out there that will pay you for that, large sums of money to do quality documentaries on their projects and stuff. Okay. Right. And so that's why we brought Kasey on. That's why she's practicing on our channel and as an intern. And that's why she's sharing with you guys what she's doing, right? I'm also, you know, we've been broadcasting about making money in the cryptocurrency now for nearly 5 years. And sometimes people forget that we started with nothing. Okay, so I brought Kasey on. I thought it would be a good fit, right? And have a good fit where she can come and be a case study to show that how someone can start from very little, can make it big in life, right? And the process that I show her, I want you guys to see that it's not just in crypto. It's the overall package, the overall mindset, the overall money-making, you know, outlook, okay? Because the cryptocurrency space, right, unless you're a trader like us, right, and you know how to trade and you know how to trade well, then the boom is over. You're not gonna be able to make any money.
Right. So that's putting all my investment in one coin. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, so I'm going to show Kasey how to take her talent, her skill, and her knowledge and her desires to become a millionaire, and how to look for a market that will pay her and to create the right product that that market wants, right? So we're in this space, and the reason why she's broadcasting on our channel is because I want her to share her experience with you so that you guys can learn from it as well. And hopefully it'll change your life, and it'll help make, you know, life-changing money for you in your life, okay? So,
are there any other questions you want to go to the questions?
If you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat box and we'll answer, and then we'll wrap this up, okay?
To verify, I do not own a helicopter. I wish I had that much money at this time, but I'm only 21 and I definitely don't have enough to buy a helicopter.
Not yet. And
yeah. I'm not certified to fly one either. So.
Okay, so here's the other thing too, okay? So like, let's just say this, for example, right? Let's just say that if, Kasey gets her foot in the door in crypto, she starts to understand how the cryptocurrency space works, she understands more about it, and she starts to do documentary on it, you know, and she needs to raise like, you know, $500,000 or something to build a documentary, right? I would look to invest into it. Why? Because I'm seeing somebody that is willing to go give up a regular job with her college degree and focus on the bigger picture. In other words, I'm investing into someone that is willing to give up short-term instant gratification for something that's long-term and right. Take the time, right? And she's like, hey man, you don't have to pay me right now. I just want you to show me what you're doing and how you became a millionaire. And I want to learn how to do that too. If you show me how to do that, I don't give a shit if you pay me or not, right? So because of that, right, she's interning for us, and she's someone with that mindset and with that dedication. And we tell her, hey, crank this shit out, you know, we're just giving her shit to do just to see if she'd actually go do it. And if she does do it, she'll learn. And if she proves that she'll do it, we'll show her more stuff. If she doesn't do it, well, fuck it, you know, who cares? Because a lot of people have come and asked us to volunteer, to intern with us and do stuff. We give them tasks to do, and they quit after a week, right?
Right. And that's a conversation we have a lot too. It's like, they're not forcing me to do anything, guys. I'm an intern.
Okay. If you want to do this, and it'll help you learn these skills. So the thing is, we don't want her to make money from us. We want her to learn and develop the skills, $1 million skills from us, and then go bank it on your own and whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. So now if she says, hey, you know, I'm doing a Kickstarter, I'm raising money to do this documentary, this blockchain documentary, right? And she comes and asks me to pitch in and help fund her to do that, our team would do that. Why? Because by that time, she will have had a track record to show that she is an action taker, not just a talker, but an action taker. And we can see, okay, there's documentation here. She's making these videos when told to make these videos. hey, when she's asked, change your broadcasting style or your personality, right? Do this, start talking about this, and she's making these adjustments. Somebody that is willing to put their ego aside, someone that's willing to get off their ass and go make things happen, right? Somebody that's willing to let go of the short-term instant gratification to focus on the long-term, right? That is talent that we want to invest into. And that's talent you should invest into also when there is an opportunity, okay? You don't let things like that, right, go by. Okay, somebody just mentioned here that you can become the next Kasey Neistat, which is the world's #1 vlogger from New York, right? For anyone that doesn't know, right? He's got like 8-9 million followers, 7-8-9 million followers following him and stuff. And he's like setting the new trends for how to vlog online and stuff, right? Now, I know he does all that stuff. I don't do any of that shit because that's way too much work for me, okay? I'm not going to cut a video up into 1,000 pieces to show to you guys, okay? Don't ever expect any of that shit from me, okay? But anyways, you might do it, okay? But let's just assume, who said that? I'm looking for who said that she's going to become the next Kasey Neistat or something.
Kev Half.
Okay, Kev Half says she can be the next Kasey Neistat, right? And think about this, guys. Let's just say that she becomes the next Kasey Neistat. Do you think it's easier to get to know her and invest in her project when she's still an intern? Or do you think it's easier to invest into her projects and things when she's got 1 million followers behind her? Which one do you, well, tell me, guys, work with me here. If you're watching on YouTube or on Rise app right here, right? Which one is it going to be easier to, right? It's easier to catch rising talent that is still blooming, young talent versus old talent, okay? Like before, like 2-3 years ago, when I first, 4 or 5 years ago, when I first got online and started running my mouth about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investing, the people who had an eye for talent, if I saw myself 5 years ago, I would be like, holy shit, I'm going to invest a small bit of money into this motherfucker. Because you know why? This ties in. I don't know who the fuck he is, but the fact that he has the balls to get out there and talk about Bitcoin on a fucking airplane, on a train, on a bus, on, walking down the street, in the store, he didn't give a shit. And the fact that he's willing to talk about Bitcoin, this new technology that everyone is, afraid to talk about, and he's telling people to invest into it and shit, I'm going to place a small educated bet on this guy. And if I find out that he's already failed at 40 websites, well, hell, that's a lot of risk that he's already fucked up. He's already fucked up on that side. Let him fuck up on. Let's look at what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I would have invested in myself, right? I would have invested into the talent. Okay, so that's that. I've been talking about everybody else. Now it's time to talk about me. Okay, I would have invested into myself because I saw that, hey man, most guys that get put in locked up for drugs, when they come out, they violate their parole, go back in and never make anything in their life. And this guy's been out clean for 12 years, right? And never got a speeding ticket, nothing. And he's clean and he's doing all this and he's trying to rebuild his life and try to do better. When you see talent like that, you want to invest into it. You don't want to sit there and go, oh, he's an idiot, or he grew up in the ghetto. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Well, the fact that I grew up in the ghetto with nothing and didn't have any, I came from a dirt poor family living in a goddamn mobile home for 8 years when I was in, I worked in the sweatshops and worked in the fruit and vegetable fields, worked on the boat docks, working my ass off 14 hours, 16 hours a day. I would invest in myself because I know that guy is motivated. He's motivated to succeed. Let me drop a few dollars on him. Hey, Ty, what are you doing, man? What are you building next? What product or service are you creating? Let me invest in with you, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I would have done to myself. I wouldn't have sat there and go, hey, this guy's an idiot talking about Bitcoins. I would have been looked for ways to invest in that guy. Just like when we saw Vitalik, we didn't sit there and go, oh, this guy's an idiot talking about some bullshit smart contract. We said, hey, how do we invest into this smart contract platform that you're building? Right?
Right.
So have an eye to see talent, especially if you suck and you have no talent. The next best thing is to be able to have a good eye go, okay, I suck. I have no fucking goddamn money-making talents at all. Who the fuck out here around here has talent? Let me go find them and, hey, man, what are you doing? Right?
Right.
Hey, let me help you out. What can I do? You want me to mop the floor for you, man? Give me a piece of your company, man. Give me 1% of your company. What do I got to do, man? Let me cook breakfast for you and lunch for you while you're busy building your product or service. right? I would want to participate in that. I would want to take advantage of that. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay?
Do you guys have any questions before we conclude this broadcast? Any last questions?
Okay. So no questions, guys?
Nope.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this, guys.
Yes, and remember, if you like the content that we were posting and you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel. And our Twitter handles and Instagram handles are in the description box for you to follow too if you want to follow along elsewhere.
Okay. And make sure that if you have friends, family, relatives, coworkers, colleagues, guys, that you know they ain't got no fucking talent. You know they ain't gonna go very far in life. You know that. We all have people like that around us. You know, the only thing they're good at is, you know, eating and shitting. Okay. If you got friends like that and you want to make sure that they have a chance in life, make sure you share this video with them, right? Share this video with them so hopefully they find talent to invest in. Okay.
Right.
All right. All right. Thanks, guys.